surf. It is very likely that you have a friend, cousin or acquaintance who surfs. And from him you've heard things like,
I love surf.
I love surf.
I love surf.
I love surf.
For some people, sliding the intersection of the two greatest visible elements of nature, floating on a board by making moves like dances and relying only on balance, can be fascinating. It's an experience so remarkable that becomes not only a physical activity, it transcends the sport and becomes a lifestyle. This causes the individual to be seen as a surfer regardless of the social circle he's in. This is their main character trait. So far so good, but you might be thinking, surfing is a very old sport, but from the 60s it became one of the biggest influencers of young culture in the world.
Yeah, surfing like a wave, man.
Episodes such as the Second World War and the Vietnam War were catalysts for this movement.
Charlie's point.
Charlie, don't surf.
In this context, movies like Gidget and The Endless Summer emerged, movies where the beach was the scene of a liberated youth. But if the thing is the beach, why surfing and not something like foot volley? The fact is that board sports are based on sensations, and like sex or food, the main motivation is the pursuit of pleasure. They are not measured, do not have goals nor points.
Touchdown, Houston.
Practicing these sports is an experience so profound that gives vent to their own habits and cultural expressions, such as art and music. Triggered by this influence, a large market was formed. In Brazil, the surf industry alone generates nearly $4 billion per year. We are more than 2.5 million surfers, and that makes us the third largest surfing market in the world. Talking about influence, only 10% of the consumers related to the industry actually surf. The other 90% are aspirational buyers. Surfing left the beach and went to the metropolis. São Paulo, Porto Alegre and Brasília are prime examples of cities with a massive community of surfers far from the coast. It's about these people that we'll be talking. They average from 20 to 60 years, work and study during the week, and travel at least 200 kilometers to surf on their days off. Almost all of these people belong to upper classes. 53% have earned financial independence, 48% have a college degree, and 79% access the internet on a daily basis. They spend between $1,500 and $2,500 a year only on products, not to mention the cost of international trips, which they take once a year. Perhaps this is why they can be considered trendsetters. People who influence others to surf or to consume.
Você sabe surfar?
Oh. They are the bridge between the industry, the consumers, and the beach. These men and women do not live in a secret society. They are doctors, engineers, scientists, business people. This makes them relate to all kinds of people. Maybe he's by your side and you don't even notice. Do not be fooled by Hollywood and by soap operas.
Clássico, altas ondas, meu brother.
No, the plurality also exists in the surf culture. We can mention 3 types of surfers easily found in the metropolis, as the ones we call executive surfers.
What would you say?
That I'm an entrepreneur.
Those who are always connected to innovations and technology, circulating business environments and sport clubs. After the hard work, they do not skimp on self-indulgent goods or services. There are also the satisfied surfers. It is the group most closely linked to nature, spirituality and contemplation. They have an independent self-image and therefore are not as suggestible by reference groups. Consumption is driven by the benefits of use and functionality.
Não sou rico, mas eu sou bonito.
Another profile is the adrenalized surfers. They are driven by action and very encouraged by extreme sports. Invest their resources primarily on traveling, sporting goods, and new experiences.
I mean, the core of man's spirit comes from new experiences.
It's easy to see them in the nightlife, as they lead a hectic life, and above all, live in the present. Do you recognize any friend that falls into one of the categories? Perhaps someone that has some traces of them all? You've got to understand what goes in the mind of a person who has his feet on a pavement but has salt in his veins. The opportunities to genuinely engage this audience and their circle of influence are everywhere and can come from all segments. After all, the people inserted in this culture are common. They eat, sleep, dress, buy houses, travel, gifts, study, and close deals. The only difference is that they do all this always thinking.
I love surf.
I love surfing.
I love surf. I love surf.